Hello everyone and welcome back to Bacon. Let's continue! No, I don't want to overwrite it. I want to continue. Where did the beast come from? Knights immediately rush toward me. I back away as far as I can without re-entering the throne room. Princess, come quietly and we'll keep you somewhere safe until this all dies down. I cannot take them all on at once. Even knowing that, I still pull out my sword. I take a few steps back and then suddenly feel my back pressed up against something. How did I not notice the giant growling beast? The beast stands behind me, its back to me. I stand in its shadow and I realize that if it turned around, it could swap me to the walls just like the rest of its victims. But it's just standing there. Together. Together? The beast says nothing more, though I still feel an edge. There's something oddly familiar about this. It's karma! Claude told me once it was better to fight back to back. I will trust you for now, whatever you are. I do not know if it understands me, but I can hope. It seems more like a human than any kind of animal. Princess, get away from the beast. It will... The knight never finishes his sentence as the beast sends him flying through the air, and clearly, I am great at dramatics. Why is it helping me? The knights fall like dominoes to the beast, but manage to remain standing when I strike them with my sword. Even just taking one down is so hard. These men have been trained for years while I haven't had the luxury of a year. Out of the corner of my eye, I sense movement. I see a gleam of silver and hear a grunt as a sword is raised into the air. The sword is nowhere near reaching me, but... The beast! I aim a kick at an approaching knight before whirling around to look at the beast. The oncoming sword comes closer to the beast's exposed back, and I know the beast will not be able to dodge in time. Move! I shove past the creature and catch the knight's sword with my own before it can harm the beast. My arms are shaking underneath the strength of the impact between our swords. I feel like my arms are going to give out. Then a flash of light appears, so bright that everyone is temporarily blinded. I stumble back, rubbing at my eyes. From the sounds of it, the beast is continuing to drive back the knights, most of them shouting to each other to retreat. What was that? When I am finally able to see again, my eyes automatically land on my feet. I stare in shock. Yeah! Got the slippers. But now she's fighting in glass slippers. That doesn't seem strategically advantageous to me. I quickly reach up to my pendant and realize that it is no longer there. I completed my 3 good deeds? Lucette. It knows my name? I look around and realize that the beast and I are alone. The knights having fled. Did the beast drive off the rest of them? I feel a pressure at my back and realize that the beach. I feel a pressure at my back and realize that the beast is touching me. My first instinct is to run, but the words it utters next paralyze me. You okay? Aw. Every word sounds breathless and pained, like it takes too much to speak. It is worried about me? 'Cause it's Claude! I watch in shock as the beast appears to gesture towards my shoes. You did it. I step back warily. What are you? The beast reaches out and I see something glittering in the palm of its hand. The pendant! Oh, this is cute! The rose locket! For a few moments, my heart plummets into my stomach and my hands begin to quiver. What did you do to Claude? The beast's shadowed fingers curl over the locket even as he stares at me. I gave that locket to Claude. The beast only stares at- I love how she's just casual about this now, just like, hello beastie who could totally tear me in half. I gave that to a friend of mine. You're gonna have to explain. The beast only stares at me for a few moments longer, and then suddenly I realize that his words, nothing more than a pained growl, do not hold any malice. I gave that locket to you? The beast slowly nods. My grasp on my sword loosens as I stare at him in shock, realization dawning upon me. Claude? Yes. So this is your secret? This is why you would not tell me? I called it! Beauty and the Beast. I freaking called it, though I do enjoy that they called her Sleeping Beauty since that was the other possibility I was thinking about. Yeah, I could have hurt you. Claude is another form, a cursed form, and he never told me. Why? As my mind whirls, I feel everything coming together like the pieces of a puzzle. Secrets are secrets for a reason, Princess. You should know that. If I could speak on them, I would, but I can't. Lucette, I wish I could explain. You would hate me, or more accurately, you would be afraid of me. All of those times Claude was clutching at his chest. You were touching your tattoo so many times before, like you were in pain. The beast growls and the sound is surprisingly soft, almost a sigh. Curse. And the tattoo was a warning. The first time I saw that tattoo, it was a beautiful rose. The second time it had more thorns. When the rose becomes ensnared in thorns, did he transform? And he always touched his tattoo when he came too close to me. Claude, your curse did not just make others fall in love with you. It stopped you from loving anyone too, didn't it? He mentioned that woman before. The one he thought loved him but didn't. Is it possible that she saw him in this form and was terrified of him? If you loved anyone, you would turn into a beast. You loved a woman once, but she only loved you because of your curse. The minute you transformed, she was scared of you. Wasn't she? Yes. He sounds so pained. The reason Claude has been trying to hide everything from me is because he is scared that I would have feared him. That is why beauty has always been so important to him, but the curse cast upon him makes him both beautiful and a beast. I wanted you to love me, but no one could. His words are dwindling. It almost sounds like he's being suffocated on the inside with how slowly he's speaking. Claude, I have never cared much about appearances. Except for my own, of course. People have worn masks on their face their whole life around me. Claude, I take a deep breath and face him. I will love you no matter what form you take. I drop my sword to the ground and make my way over to him. I rest my cheek on his chest and wrap my arms around him. This is so cute! I love you. Oh. The room is filled with a bright but gentle light. It almost feels like I am bathing in sunlight. For a few moments, I forget my worries. Everything feels blissful and quiet and my heart feels full. Then, moments later, I feel warm arms around my waist. I love you too, Lucette. Aww. When I open my eyes, I still can't see anything, even though I know that the light has faded. That warmth is still there too, but now I feel it immediately on my skin, and I realize it is because Claude is hugging me. Not as a beast, but as a man. Did I break his curse? Oh, look at you, cute little thing. I realize this is the first time Claude has ever touched me for a long period of time without abruptly moving away. Tentatively, I move my hands, feeling the fabric of his shirt and the warmth of him underneath it. Claude. But before I can finish my sentence, oh. Oh, look at that sly face. Yeah, you know, just some very minor urgent things to attend to. The reality of the situation begins to seep back into me. My father, Varg, Alcaster, they are all still in the throne room. The king! Let's go, Lucette. When Claude and I rush into the throne room, my attention is immediately grabbed by the king calling my name. Lucette! He is still bound to the throne, though. His gag is removed. A rush of relief floods through me. He is alive. He is alive, and he remembers me. My gaze is drawn to the two men battling at the base of the throne. Their swords are locked together in a stalemate. Alcaster and... Fritz? What has happened here? This is not how you gain power. I forgot how adorable Fritz is. I knew you'd be a thorn in my side from the moment I concocted this plan. Where is Varg? The only one here is me, and I will. Fritz's concentration slips as his eyes land on me. The opening is small, but it is enough to give Alcaster the opportunity he needs. Watch out! Claude is already running over to help, but even he is too slow. Alcaster disarms Fritz. Ah! What? 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 My little Fritz baby? I mean, we didn't get to know him that well in this route, but I still liked him. He was cute. I glare at Alcaster. How could you do this to your own son? Anyone in my way will beat my sword. Blood does not matter. Can we please flay him alive? How could you kill a cinnamon roll? I turned back to Fritz in alarm, tears in my eyes. Fritz, hold on. No! Don't speak. You need to conserve your energy. No! Princess, I'm sorry. Fritz, please don't speak. I feel bitter tears stinging my eyes. He's a cinnamon roll! How could you do this to the little baby? I'm sorry. I watch as the... Ah! Ah! I need more wine. I turn, but I'm not fast enough. I see Alcaster's sword raised high in the air, and I know it will reach me before I can pick up my sword. The sword falls from Alcaster's hand as a bright red ribbon of light twines around the hilt and drags it far from reach. I turn and see Dolores standing a short distance away, Durian, Garland, and Waltz all standing behind her. I'm afraid your performance as king has been incredibly disappointing. If only I liked you. That would have been nice. That would have been a good line. Durian and Garland move together, rushing Alcaster from the same side. I see Claude moving in from the other side, quiet and lethal. Princess. Waltz and Dolores rush over to me as the fighting continues. Alcaster has reclaimed his sword and is trying to evade attacks from 3 different swords at once. The king. Waltz nods at me, his gaze lingering on Fritz as his expression becomes solemn. He walks up to the throne while Dolores kneels beside me. Dolores shakes her head, and that's all I need to know that there's nothing more to be done. Oh no! What about Ophelia? Waiting for us somewhere safe, I constructed a shield around her that will keep her hidden from view and harm until we return for her. Weren't we meant to bring the royal family back to the Marchen first? Not when we're missing the king. Besides, plans change when a magical beast starts rampaging in the castle. Princess. I turn to look at Alcaster, who is still somehow managing to scream my name despite the fact that he's being quickly overwhelmed. Princess, we could have worked together. You just killed a tiny little cinnamon roll night boy who is your son. You shut up. If you were more like your mother, you could have ruled with grace, beauty, and fear. I flinch back and Dolores' hands come to rest on my forearms, her grip steadying. That is enough. I look up and see that the king has stopped to stand beside me. To my surprise, the king rests a gentle hand on my shoulder, his eyes soft as he looks at me. Who said we have a lot to talk about, but right now I have something I must do. I nod mutely and watch as the king draws a sword. Kill him! He makes his way to Alcaster. Durian, Garland, and Claude step back from where they have forced Alcaster to one knee. You are a traitor lacking any honor, Alcaster. You were the one that lacked honor. A ruler must have the people beneath his thumb. A ruler must lead people, not suffocate them. His oath as king is to protect them. You are no king, Alcaster. For your crimes, I find you guilty and incapable of rehabilitation. Yes! The sentence for the severity of your crimes is death! Kill him! The king raises his sword and I turn away before he strikes down his sword. There is no sound or scream to follow. I turn once more to see that the king has pointed the sword at Alcaster's chest, but has not killed him. What? You will stay in the prisons until the time for your trial comes. Though you might try to refute these claims, you will be tried as a traitor to this kingdom. Well, I mean, it's fair to give him a trial. That sounds about right for a good king to do. And then you will be executed. We're gonna give you a trial, but you better believe you're gonna be killed. Alcaster's shoulders fall. The glare never leaves his face, not even when guards seize him and drag him from the room. The king immediately sends Durian and Garland out to deal with any knights that are still a part of the coup. Coup or coup? Anyway, Dolores and Claude help with moving Fritz's body, while Waltz tries his best to fill the king on the most basic points of our successful operation. Aw, Fritz. Everything has died down a little bit over the last hour, but I still feel overwhelmed. I glance at Waltz and the king, who are still speaking. Every time the king sees me looking at him, he flashes me an uncertain smile before glancing away. I know he wants to speak with me, but I will talk to him after I can get Fritz's body out of my mind. It was my fault he died, wasn't it? He saw me and stumbled. Hey, princess. I swear to all things good, Dolores, if you are anything other than nice to this girl at this point, I will push my hand through this screen and pull off your freaking 2D hair right off your head. What are you doing here? Here, I thought you'd change, but you've still got some feistiness in you, don't you? Delora! Delora. Many years ago, when the war ended, we were all faced with a feeling just like this, Princess. We had lost so much, and the future seemed so grim. But now it's different. You have a future. You broke your curse, Princess. That gives you some kind of hope, and in addition, you broke Karma's. Memories of Claude's arms around me, of his lips on mine, come flying back to my foggy mind. My heart still feels tight, but it is a little lighter when I think about him. I wish he was here right now. How did I break Claude's curse? Claude, I don't think I'll ever get used to his real name. Seems like he hasn't told you yet. I guess it's been pretty hectic. So Claude turned to a beast because he loved me? Well, I guess I could give you the laydown of his curse. Stop, desist! Delora has not even started to speak when Claude runs into the room, gasping as if he's been running through the halls. Curse! Are you speaking about my curse? There is no way he heard us talking in the hall, is there? Even I feel at a loss of words for right now. Even I feel at a loss for words right now. I sense that you might be talking about me. The princess was just asking me about your curse. Oh? Then I was ready to come running, and here I was just guessing at what you might be talking about. Claude's curse was based off of the tale of the Beauty and the Beast. Claude easily finishes her sentence. Delora holds up her hands as if in surrender. So eager to steal the spotlight. He's like a puppy. Well, you are talking about me after all. You always told me that your curse was just the Beauty's curse, though. Well, yes, because the other half was a little difficult to explain, wasn't it? He has a point, though I think he might have been able to save us all some trouble if he hadn't been so secretive about his curse. I concur! He really must have been scared that I would shun him. Allow me to explain, Princess. In the fairy tale, a prince of a kingdom is transformed to a beast because his heart is as cold as ice. Sounds familiar to a certain icy princess, eh? Shut up, Delora! Just trying to lighten the mood. That's not the way to do it, Delora! Claude sighs. Oh, that face. I would call Lucette something far more flattering, like my sweet beloved. We were talking about your curse. He's like a puppy. He kind of reminds me of Zack Fair to a certain degree now. Oh, right. Well, anyway, the witch who cursed the prince in the tale tells him that he has to learn to love and be loved before the petals of a rose completely fall off. A rose? Yes. She gives him a rose, and he keeps it protected under glass. Some time passes, and the rose continues to wither away. A maiden finds the beast, and eventually the two fall in love. At the end of the tale, she confesses her love to the beast, and he transforms back into a human. By confessing, I saved you? But his curse was different from the tale. I know what you're thinking, that my curse was somewhat different. It was more complicated. The witch made it so that I was both the beauty and the beast. She said it suited me because I was so vain. To be fair, considering you admitted to what you did, you kinda deserved it. Like, I don't really think Lucette deserved to be cursed. I understand that they were just trying to teach her better. And I understand that the curse was necessary for the story, so I'll get over it, but you straight up kind of deserved it. The witch constructed a very roundabout curse. Any woman who falls for me falls in love with me as the beauty. And when I transformed to a beast, the enchantment would break and they would become terrified of me. I doubt Claude ever thought he would break his curse. The love women felt for him while he was cursed was always fake. How could that kind of love hold strong when he turned into a beast if it was never true to begin with? Then you came along, Princess. I bet he'd just about given up hope and was waiting for you to dispel the curse on your birthday, but now here you both are. But the Ice Princess in love? What a miracle. Delora, I will knock that beauty mark right off your face. I turn away embarrassed. It is not a miracle. I'm very glad I met you, Lucette. They're both blushing. Lady Delora's words are the truth. I had just about given up hope. I never had any hopes of breaking my curse. I had thought that the only way to fix it would be to have you dispel it on your birthday. But then I came to know you and... you fell in love, a fairy tale indeed. You started out frowning at everyone and everything. You've come a long way, princess. Congratulations. You turned out to be a pretty okay princess. Shut up, Delora! You turned out to be a pretty okay witch. Oh, Lucette. You're so forgiving. I wouldn't be. Gasp. Do my ears deceive me? A compliment from our little witch. You look so surprised, but you'll be the new bearer of our crystal real soon, princess. Expect good things from you. Right, I almost forgot about that part. I'll try my best. Yet another miraculous proclamation from the little witch. Will the surprises never cease? Delora? We're gonna let it go for now, but stop. Before I can snap at Delora again, the king awkwardly interjects, coming to stand next to us with Waltz by his side. Pardon the intrusion. Oh, not at all, your highness. Waltz told me that you were cursed. That's why I forgot about you. Yes. Even if it was by a curse, I feel terrible that such a thing could have ever happened. So I'll make it up to you. We can catch up from where we were many, many years ago, and maybe things can be different. I'm sorry. What for? For being the way that I was before, for shunning Ophelia and her children. I was worried this was gonna happen. I mean, I was so happy just a second ago when he was like, let's make up for the missed time. You know, him coming to admit his faults and everything. But instead of her apologizing because she had a lot of reason behind the way she behaved, it should have been more like, you know, her saying, I will do my best from this point on to get along with you and your new family, and make it clear to him, it might be a little difficult for me to accept them as family, but I will actually try from this point on. Which would have been a better way of doing this versus her apologizing, because she had every right to behave the way that she did in my mind. Maybe I'm crazy. People probably don't agree with me, except for that one really nice commenter. You know who you are. But that's just how I feel about it. Oh. Ophelia, did they bring her back to the Marchen? Ophelia is still here. After the fight was over, she was shown back to her room. She is still waiting for Rod and Emmeline to return. Now, would you maybe be willing to tell me the story from the beginning? Perhaps I could fill in the gaps, Your Majesty. Oh, God. Claude? The king looks startled when he stares at Claude. He blinks as if he just noticed his presence. Oh, and you are? Claude elegantly bows before the king. I am Prince Claude of Brigantia. A pleasure to finally meet you, Your Majesty. The Lost Prince. The king turns to me with a puzzled look. It's a long story. Claude surprises me by wrapping an arm around my shoulders and pulling me closer to him. Everyone looks shocked, except for Delora, who looks like she's trying not to laugh. As the princess's lover, I feel it my obligation to help her explain this whole Yeah, just say that to her dad the first time you ever meet him, right after everything that just happened. He's such a puppy. I feel my face getting hotter at Claude's sudden proclamation. All their eyes are now on me, and I suddenly feel my face getting hotter at Claude's sudden proclamation. I can't even speak right. Only Claude would so bluntly say such a thing. The king looks more shocked than anything. When did this happen? Well, Your Majesty, I think we had better start at the beginning. Oh no. We were able to tell the king everything, save for where Varg had disappeared to. No one was sure where he had gone in all of the chaos. Where did Gothboy go? The night's searches for him all ended in failure. A lot of explaining had to be done, not just to the king, but also to the people at the tavern. As soon as everything has calmed down, Rod and Emmeline finally went back to the palace. I apologized to them as best I could, and they all seemed willing to try again with me. And I'm willing to try again too. As for Claude... So you're going back. Are you sure you don't want to come to Brigantia with me, just for a short holiday? I would love nothing more than to introduce you to my family. Mother would shower you with gifts, father would, well, tease you probably. He makes jokes frequently. And Llama... What did you just say? Llama? He has a pet llama? My brother, Llama. What? Another acronym, Rakarma and Llama. Does your father do these things on purpose? I told you, he likes jokes. My brother's real name is Lance. I was going to bring you back and introduce the two of you. And you could tell my little brother how very charming I am. Is it just my imagination, or is there a glimmer of competition in his eyes? As much as I would like to meet your family, You have your own obligations here, and you need to let your family know that you are safe and alive. But the thought of being separated from you... Claude sighs before he leans down and plants a kiss on my forehead. Aww. I'll miss you. You won't be gone that long. Love, that's not how you're supposed to respond. You're supposed to say, my sweet prince, I'll miss you too. Fine then, I'll miss you. Maybe. Oh, that's too cute. Claude raises an eyebrow at me and then smiles. I'll be back for your birthday. I love you, Lucette. Aww. It has only been a few weeks since Claude left, but I am impatient. The king has been throwing grand dinners every night in preparation for my birthday, but I can hardly concentrate on anyone else when I am thinking of Claude. I told him about all of the smaller birthday celebrations. I thought he would be here for them. My birthday is in a few days. When will he be back? I have tried to make myself busy, mainly by continuing my sword practices with Jurgen and Garland, who have both rejoined the Orders of Caldera. Every time I am around the knights, I think of Fritz. Aww. I shall bring some new flowers tomorrow. If Claude would just return already, we could go pay our respects together. Hello, Lucette, my love, my sunshine, my beautiful betrothed. Claude. I shake my head and try to gather my thoughts. First of all, you did not knock. Second, we are not engaged. I knew that was going to be their thing, where they were just going to walk in on each other. We may as well be, don't you think? At the very least, not before you come in. Still worried I would come in on you in the middle of changing? Would you have minded so terribly? You so cheeky! Yes! It's worth saying those things to you just to see you blush. Why are you even here? His arrival was so sudden, and I had absolutely no time to prepare. Claude sighs dramatically. You didn't want me back here? No, I mean, you did not even write to say you'd be back today. I just wasn't expecting you. I did say I would be back for your birthday. I'm a man of my word. Should I have stayed out longer? No, of course not. I grumble as Claude walks over to my bed, grinning. Aw. He sits down on the bed next to me and wraps an arm around my waist, pulling me closer. I sigh out and lean my head on his shoulder. It is a startling contrast to what it used to be. Before, if I touched him, he would flinch and turn away from me. Now he was always right next to me. Claude's whole body seems to relax when I tentatively wrap my arms around him and hug him back. I knew I would miss you, but it really was terrible being away from you. But you enjoyed the time with your family. Oh, look at the new little face. I did, and my brother was very frustrated that I spoke about you almost every hour of the day. How could you have that much to say about me? Oh, I felt that I didn't have enough time to list off all of your virtues. I nudge him in the arm, but he just grins at me. This is so freaking cute. A glint from Claude's pocket catches my eye, and I flush proudly when I notice the rose locket. Looking at the locket makes me think back to that night when he transformed back into a prince. Lost in thought, are we? I was just noticing the locket. You still carry it around with you. Of course I do. It has become my most valuable possession. He pulls the little locket out and pops it open. I am startled when I see the small sheet of paper with my own words on it. My message to him is still there. Claude smiles as he reads the words aloud. A normal rose would have withered, so I offered this one instead in heartfelt thanks. I say nothing when he turns to look at me. Oh ho, your cheeks are red again. Your embarrassment is adorable, darling. I am not embarrassed. I just didn't think he'd keep the words in there that they would ever mean so much to him. Yes, of course. You just have exceptionally rosy cheeks soon. He pauses as he closes the locket again and looks at it fondly. I love this locket because it is the first gift you gave me. He was holding the locket as the beast too. It was half of the reason I recognized him. I jump as Claude gently taps my nose with his fingers. This locket isn't going anywhere anytime soon, I can assure you. I smile as he winks at me. Anyway, allow me to pull you back into the present. Since I promised you no more secrets, let me tell you something. Oh? Claude looks away from me, his eyebrows furrowing, and I frown. I hope it is nothing serious. I'm nervous about sitting down to dinner with your father tonight. You're nervous? You literally proclaimed to him right after all the chaos. She's my lover now! Hello, future father-in-law. And you're nervous? I start laughing without meaning to. You're laughing at my pain, princess. He pulls me closer and kisses the top of my head. But you're too flamboyant to be nervous. That's a good term. I like flamboyant people. I'm confident, princess, not flamboyant. There's a difference. Confidently flamboyant. There you go. Right. Claude's expression grows more solemn. He looks at me seriously, almost sadly. Lucette, I'm so sorry about lying to you. That whole time I made myself up to be someone beautiful, someone I wasn't. I believed I was a truly good person on the inside and that I deserved good things, even though I was selfish. He's already apologized to me before, too many times. Claude, you do not have to apologize. No, that witch was right to curse me. I've always had everything handed to me on a silver platter. When I came to Angel, I believed that if it wasn't going to break my curse, it wasn't important. And then I met you. At first I thought I would just have to get on your good side so you could help me dispel my curse, but then, Lucette, I realized I was drawn to your confidence and commitment. But I could never admit that I was in love with you. I was so scared that if I transformed to a beast you were scared of me, I would lose my chance at winning your heart. So you see, princess, I was selfish. I wanted all of you without having to give you all of me. I look down where our hands are intertwined and I grip his fingers tighter. Aw. I've told you enough times now that you have nothing to apologize for. But if you insist on apologizing, maybe you ought to do something to make it up to me. Oh, goodness. Those words are out of my lips before I can even think them. I stop suddenly, trying to ignore the hot flush in my cheeks. What have you done? Claude looks at me, puzzled, and for a few moments I feel triumphant that I have caught him off guard. What have you done? Then the puzzled look fades and Claude just grins at me. Oh my, so forward. Forward? I open my mouth to apologize when he suddenly grabs my hands and tugs me down to the bed! Oh no! The instincts Claude taught me in sword fighting are quickly overwhelmed by my surprise, and in no time at all he has me pinned to the bed. It is looming just above me, smiling. Hello? Hello? I'm disappointed. Oh my good gravy! Your weakness? Oh, it's so cute! Oh, inappropriately adorable. Oh, this whole time, all I've wanted to do is to be able to touch him like this. Oh, that's so cute. The sound of knocking startles us both. A muffled voice comes through the door. Princess, the king is requesting your presence down in the dining hall. He says that your friends have arrived. Princess? I hear the doorknob begin to turn and quickly speak. Yes, I will be there in a minute. Oh no, to be caught in such a position. I will let him know, princess. First the curse and now this. It is as if the world is conspiring against us. He kisses me once more on the forehead before slowly sitting up and running a hand through his hair. I catch the mischievous look in his eyes as I smooth down my own ruffled hair. Don't worry, Lucette. We'll just finish this later. You say such uncouth things. Claude chuckles before he stands up and offers his hand. I take it and smile up at him. I love you, Lucette. And now I get to say it as many times as I like. Oh, I love you too, Claude. I stand up on my toes to plant a quick kiss on his lips before heading to the door. Oh, shorty princess. Let's go, Claude. Oh. Oh, that was so cute. And I think I got the good ending. Oh, but poor Fritz died. That's sad. Okay. Oh, it's doing like a whole... It's going through all of the little art pieces with him. I didn't notice in that first one that her eyes moved over. Oh, that's pretty. Let me get the mouse out of the way. I liked that. I mean, obviously I had some issues with the way that Lucette was treated and how things were kind of... Just some issues with some of the characters, like with Rumple, for instance, but that was still really cute. I enjoyed that. And Beauty and the Beast is actually my favorite Disney movie, so that made me extra happy. Because I really do. In real life, as well as in games and comics and books, my favorite characters are always the really flamboyant, just confidently flamboyant people. Which means that I already had a bit of a bias towards Karma before I even began all of this, but at the end of it, I loved it. Oh, that was so cute. I wonder if any of that's going to tie into the other routes at all. Does this curse just not get cured? No, if she's able to cure curses on her birthday, then I imagine it's fine. It doesn't matter. And since he doesn't fall in love with her, he doesn't have to worry about changing into a beast in the other routes, I think. Unless he falls in love with someone else, it's like a side thing. Thank you for playing Cinderella Phenomenon! Yeah! Teehee. Alright everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I am Bacon. If you liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you like me, feel free to share, comment, subscribe, all that lovely stuff. And I will see you in the next installment, because I am definitely going to be continuing this. Alright, until then, bye-bye!